Hi, and welcome to me starting my 2024 reading journal. I decided to do a reading journal this year because the past almost 3 years, I haven't done as much reading as I like to do. I think 2018 or 2019, I read 78 books, and that's the first time I'd done that in a long time. And I just want to get back to reading like that. In 2023, I think I only read maybe 10 books that were actually full-length physical or e-reader books. The rest of it was audiobooks, things like that, or children's books that I counted just to kind of kickstart me reading again, but it didn't work out. That page that I just skipped past is Love in the Time of Serial Killers, which is an ebook that I started but haven't finished. This is actually a Canon Inspic camera and printer that my boyfriend got me for Christmas this year. He let me open it a little bit early, but he got me it for Christmas because I mentioned it. I mentioned that I wanted to print off tiny books for my book journal. He did immediately want to print off that picture of the dog, which he loves and keeps sending me as a sticker. So this is me starting off the 2024 spread, and this book the page will not go down. It was annoying me so much, so I just decided that I would glue it back on itself. This is me making that decision because I was trying to flatten it out. It's not a typical book. It's not like a fixed spine book, so sometimes the pages are a bit awkward. It was only 2,000 or 3,000 won from Daiso, so it's not a super high quality book, but I think it was really cute. This is the point where I gave up on being able to keep this page flat and being able to write on it. Most of my scrapbooking supplies are actually from Daiso as well. They have a lot of vintage inspired scrapbook stickers and papers and things like that at the moment. I'm not sure why, but I really appreciate it. I like the aesthetic of it. These are my kind of watercolor but basically felt tip pens that are also from Daiso. I love these. They're more convenient than using a watercolor set, but I didn't realize I'd also left stickers in there, so that's useful. It really did look like I was stroking it, but I had just painted my nails and I couldn't get the pen out of the box, so I had to get a pen to push the pen out. So that's what I was doing. I wasn't just stroking the marker. That's a bit weird. I wasn't careful enough when I put this down. And look at what I did. Look at what I did. I skipped the thing out of it because I was so annoyed that I did it. And then look at this. There's such a tiny little speck of a hole. I whispered it so you can't really hear it, but I'll say it again now. I said that's going to drive me insane. I covered it up with a tiny scrap. So I hope that's okay. That it doesn't look too bad. This is such a GCSE history move. I'm surprised I didn't get a tea bag out and stain that page. That just feels like, you know, when you have to make an old letter, you have to write an old letter that gets lost during World War I or something. That's the kind of vibe that I had when I was doing this. Glued this down and immediately got brown ink on the other page. Look at that. Oh. I do follow the advice of when in doubt, just put a sticker on it. And look at this bit. Doesn't this look like I know what I'm doing? Look, I'm adding shadow. What? It's because the hole in the middle of the clip was too light for it to look natural, but yeah. So professional. These stickers are from Daiso, and why is the frame of this tag separate to the middle of the tag? Why? Who in your... I mean, I guess you can have two different styles of sticker from one sticker, but who is doing that? And it's also not sticky. Oh, it's not bendy, or it's not
Why?
sticky enough. I don't know. But I committed to it when I put it down, so I couldn't really change it. Look at that. Doesn't it make you want to cry?
Hmm.
And the ballpoint was not doing it, so I had to find my microliner. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I should know. It says it here. Do I show it? No, of course not. This bit is me trying to feel like a Pinterest girly. And new chapter. Why am I making fun of myself? It's literally my own journal. Now we cover up that ink stain. So it's not centered, because why would it be centered? But I think you can't really notice, really. I mean, you can notice it's not halfway down the page. I wasn't trying for it to be halfway down the page, but it's not halfway across the page. I should look at this less.
Any books that come out in January, in February, and March, I'll just write them in their corresponding little boxes here so I know what I'm looking forward to. Right now, I don't know if I actually have that many anticipated reads for next year, but I'm sure they will pop up along the way. I think the last book in the Love Light series by B.K. Borison is coming in 2024, though I don't know exactly which month. That's one I'm definitely anticipating. And I know there's a new Crescent City book coming, but I actually haven't read any of Crescent City yet. I've been working my way through the other Sarah J. Maas properties throughout 2023, so I guess Crescent City is next once I get through Third Plus. So I probably will be interested in that book, although I don't know if I'll get to it before it comes out, the new Crescent City one. Anyway, I would love to know what books you're anticipating the release of for 2024. Let me know in the comments down below which books you're most looking forward to and when they're coming out so that I could also put them on my list maybe. Let's turn the page and move on to my series tracker. This is one I didn't think I would use that much that ended up becoming a very important spread for me, so it's very important that it also comes with me into my new journal. It's an interesting one here because I need to add in the titles of the series that I'm tracking. Everything else I'm sort of leaving blank, but I need to add the titles so I can see how many spaces I need to leave for each of the books in those series. So there's a little sticky link at what I'm actually reading here. Although I'm not filling them out in this video, so you won't be able to see how many of each series I've read, but you will be able to see that in my reading journal history, which will be coming sometime in December too. So keep an eye out for that video and hit subscribe if you want to see it, especially if you aren't already subscribed to the channel.
This is where I realized it was going to take so long if I was filling up the entire thing. And also, I don't know if I can write small enough to make the titles of books fit into those spaces. So I started to regret this choice. So I just drew a cat. I thought about it for a bit what I would do with the other shelves, and I didn't want the bottom shelf to have books on it. That's why I'd already written in that space.
Well, I'm going to use the space to probably put a little book cover, but maybe not. I haven't decided yet for each book that we choose, and then some stats about it.
So I decided that I would put statistics, or kind of statistics, or just little notes about the kind of books I had read. So like audiobooks, ebooks, and if they're from the library. I really liked tracking my library books. A couple of years ago, I looked at how much money I had saved and how much money I had spent on actual books and seen the difference in how I'd spent money on books previous years. And it was actually really helpful that when I got physical books from the library, the receipt that was printed with all of the books on kept a running total of how much money I had saved that year, which I thought was really nice. But it didn't include ebooks or audiobooks, so I made a spreadsheet with all of it. And yeah, that's kind of nerdy actually. I don't know if I should admit that on the internet.
If you'd like to join the Page Majors Book Club, there is a link to the channel membership in the description down below. You can find out.
Anyway, yeah, so this is my initial setup. It's just 2 pages, but I think that it's a good start to my reading journal and my kind of journey of getting back into reading more regularly. I hope that I can keep up with it because I've done a few entries with my books I've read at the end of this year, and I've really enjoyed doing it. So I really want to keep going with it, and I've been watching a lot of these videos from other people, so I'm really, really motivated to read at the moment, and I really want to keep it going in the new year. I've got moves and starting new jobs coming up, so I just want to read and have a nice time.